So welcome back. We are talking about the force vibration and its response to the system. So initially we have obtained the differential equation of motion for a single degree of freedom system which is subjected to harmonic force. Okay, and this solution is the sum of a complementary function and particular integral, that is transient response and the steady state response. So as we have already seen the complementary function in the previous chapter, now we are talking about the steady state response here in this particular unit. So the solution of this we have assumed as capital X sin of omega t minus phi. So our aim here in this presentation is to find out this value of X and this value of phi so that we can get the solution of this particular system which is subjected to force vibration. And for that we are using the vectorial representation of the forces. So when we do the vectorial representation of these forces, the forces will be looking like this, and when we draw the force polygon of this, which becomes a closed polygon, so that the system will be in the equilibrium position. So we have drawn it in the clockwise, the anti-clockwise direction. Anyway, if you draw it, it will be having the same kind of output. So now we are trying to find out initially here the value of this angle phi, that is the phase difference between the displacement and the excitation force. So if you refer to this particular diagram, you will find out that if I find out this value of phi, if I will consider this triangle OAD, this triangle I have to consider, and in this triangle the tan of phi, if I write, so tan phi is nothing but the front side, that is AD, divided by its adjacent side, that is OD. So front side AD, I will write it as nothing but equal to BC, because I know that this BC is a force, that is C omega x, and this OD is nothing but OC minus DC. DC. So first I will write the value of this BC, which is equal to C omega x. So BC is written as C into omega into x, and OC minus AB, that is total OC is nothing but K into x, and this OD is nothing but M omega square into x. Okay, so OC you have written as Kx, and AB, that is M omega square into x. So this is what you have written. Now you will find here that this x in the numerator and in the denominator, that is, if I take it outside as a common, it will be cancelled out from there. So I will get that x being cancelled out from here, and we will be getting the C omega in the numerator, and in the denominator it will be K minus M omega square. So if I divide this K again in the denominator, so it will be 1 minus M omega square by K. So similarly it will be divided in the numerator, so CW by K. So now I have to put the value of CW by K and M omega square by K here. So for that I will make use of the term zeta, which is nothing but equal to damping coefficient. So it is nothing but C by Cc, damping coefficient of the system divided by critical damping coefficient of the system. So we know that Cc is critical damping coefficient is given by 2m omega n, okay, or it can be written as 2 in under root k into m. So this zeta I am again trying to simplify, and I am writing here C in the numerator as it is, so it can be 2 into k in under root m by k. Okay, so then this in under root m by k is nothing but equal to inverse of omega n. So this in the numerator I will write in the omega n, and in the denominator it will be only 2k, so C omega n by 2k. Now all these conversions we are doing because we have to write the value of this C omega by k in this expression. So finally C omega by k, so the value of C by k is equal to 2 into zeta by omega n. So this is what we obtained using this expression of zeta. Similarly, I have to replace this m by k value. So definitely m by k is nothing but equal to 1 upon n under 1 upon omega n square. Okay, and also we are using this omega by omega n. This is excitation frequency and this is natural frequency. This ratio we are calling it as a R. So let us put this substitution in this equation of tan phi. So you will get the C by k replaced by 2 zeta by omega n. So this is 2 zeta by omega n, and it was omega was already there. So we got 2 zeta omega by omega n. and 1 minus omega square by this m by k becomes omega n square. So omega by omega in bracket square, and therefore this angle phi will be equal to tan inverse of in bracket 2 zeta omega by omega n upon 1 minus omega by omega n bracket square. That is what in terms of r we can write this, where r is ratio of omega by omega n. So 2 zeta r upon 1 minus r square. So this is the way you will get the phase angle of the displacement with respect to the force. Now I have to get the value of this x, suppose. So I will use this triangle OAD again, and I will try to find out the value of this f0. Okay, so f0 is nothing but this OA, and this OA can be calculated by using the equation under root of OD square plus AD square. Okay, so now this in under root I will put the value of kx minus m omega square x, means this is nothing but OD value. So OD square is kx minus m omega square into x bracket square plus this AD is nothing but c omega x. So c omega x bracket square. Now here x square in all the terms is there, this x and this x. So I will separate it out and I will write it outside the under root sign. So in bracket the remaining terms are k minus m omega square bracket square plus c omega bracket square, and then this x will be equal to, means now I am going to transfer this particular root to this side. So my value of x will be equal to f0 upon k in under root 1 minus m omega square by k plus c omega by k bracket square. This is what I will again simplify by writing this m by k as omega n square. So it will be in bracket 1 minus omega by omega n bracket square plus 2 zeta omega by omega n bracket square. So c by k, which was the substitution we obtained in the previous slide, that is 2 zeta by omega n. So c by k, its value is 2 zeta by omega n, and this omega is already there. So 2 zeta omega by omega n bracket square. Now if I have to write this omega by omega n in terms of r, so it becomes f0 by k in under root 1 minus r square bracket square plus 2 zeta r bracket square. So now my steady state displacement xp will be capital X sin of omega t minus phi. So xp will be equal to f0 by k. So this I have already obtained the value of x. So I am putting the value of x here, and that is multiplied by sin of omega t minus phi, and definitely the value of phi I have already obtained in the previous slide. So in short, the xp will be equal to x0 into sin of omega d minus phi upon in under root 1 minus r square bracket square plus 2 zeta bracket square. So the complete solution for this will be the sum of complementary function or the tangent vibration plus the steady state vibration. So in this expression, now whatever this x0 that I have written here, it is nothing but obtained by this f0 by k, ratio of these two. That is what is specified here. f0 by k is nothing but equal to x0, that is called as zero frequency deflection. So this is marked as zero frequency deflection x0. Okay, so this is xc, this is xp. The addition of these two will be giving me the complete solution, which may be exactly like this. Okay, so now the complete solution, that is xc plus xp, will be equal to, suppose if we got the value of xc as x1 e raised to minus zeta omega nt into sin of in under root 1 minus zeta square into omega nt plus phi 1 plus f0 by k, this root, and multiplied by sin of omega t minus phi. So this is what is the complete response for the force vibrating single degree of freedom system under harmonic excitation. So for underdamped conditions, as this time tends to infinity, xc becomes 0, means after some period of time definitely this xc will be completely dies out. So that means the transient response will dies out, and the complete solution consists of only steady state response. So finally x will be equal to capital X sin of omega t minus phi only. So as mentioned above, the transient vibrations dies out very soon, and hence the system vibrates with steady response amplitude. The behavior of the system can be best understood by plotting the frequency response curves. That means we have to see that with respect to this omega by omega n ratio, how you will get the displacement or amplitude of this vibration. So for that, actually you have to understand one important term that is called as magnification factor or amplitude ratio, or you can call it as a dynamic magnifier or also amplification factor. So simply it is the ratio of amplitude of vibration, that is x, to the zero frequency deflection x0. So if I take the ratio of x by x0, so this is the amplitude of vibration x and this is zero frequency deflection x0. So that ratio is nothing but, now suppose if I have to write the value of x, x is equal to f0 by k in under root 1 minus r square bracket square plus 2 zeta r bracket square. So multiply by x0. So x0 value is nothing but f0 by k. So f0 by k by f0 by k, here it will getting cancelled out. So magnification factor is equal to 1 upon in under root 1 minus omega by omega n bracket square plus 2 zeta into omega by omega n bracket square. So it is actually a factor by which the static deflection or zero frequency deflection x0 produced by the static force must be multiplied in order to obtain the amplitude of force vibration x, which is produced by harmonic force f0 sin omega t. That means if I have to obtain the x, I have to multiply this x0 by magnification factor, so I will get the value of x. So this is what the presentation all about, the magnification factor. Now in the next class we will see how will this magnification factor will vary with respect to the ratio of omega by omega n. So thank you very much.